So in the previous class, we also talked about the stem, the modifications of the stem, right? So today we have to start with the leaf. Okay, everyone, switch on your videos quickly. Every student, come on, quick. Yes, Aisha, Humaira, switch on your videos.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in the previous class, were talking about the two parts of the plant, that was the root and the stem. Now today, we will be talking about the leaf of the plant. So when we talk about the leaf, it is the part which is lateral, meaning sideways present, and it is a flattened structure. And it is borne on the stem, meaning it is like it grows on the stem and at the position of the node, meaning the node area gives rise to the leaves. Now all of you know that. And the leaf has a bud present in its axis, which we call as the axillary bud. Later on, this axillary bud itself is going to develop into a branch. Now, what happens is that the leaves, they originate because they are coming from the node of the stem. So we say that they originate from the shoot apical meristem, right? The meristem that is present in the shoot apex region. Now, the arrangement of the leaves are of two types. When the new leaves are at the top and the old ones at the bottom, we call that kind of the arrangement of leaf as acropetal arrangement. Second is the basipetal, wherein the old ones are at the top and the newly formed leaves are at the bottom. So acropetal and basipetal are the two types of arrangement of leaves that are there. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Now, furthermore, talking about why are leaves so important? So you people know that leaves have chloroplast, right? They have chlorophyll containing cell organelles. And that is why these leaves are very important, because they have the photosynthetic pigment. The photosynthetic pigment is chlorophyll. And can someone tell me what is the function of chlorophyll?
Photosynthesis,
Huh?
absorption of light,
To convert the light
capturing.
energy into chemical energy.
So it absorbs the light energy and then it converts the light energy to chemical energy. That's how the leaves work. I mean, the chlorophyll works. Talking about the different parts of the leaf, so you have leaf base, petiole, and lamina. Now see, the whole entire surface of the leaf that we see is the lamina or the leaf blade. Now the leaf is attached to the stem by the leaf base. It may bear two lateral small leaf-like appendage called a stipule. So at the end of the leaf, there can be tiny leaflets which we call as a stipule. Now leaf base of the monocot, it expands into a sheath like covering the stem. Okay, basically it starts to cover the stem area and it can be fully covered or partially covered. See how the leaves are expanding over here and they are covering the stem portion before moving out. So that is the case of the monocot. Whereas in some plants, mostly the legume plants, the base of the leaf can get swollen. Okay, and this structure is called as pulvinous. So a swollen leaf base is mostly found in the legume plants, meaning like pulses and dals and everything. And these are called as the pulvinous. Is it clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Then comes the petiole. Now petiole, it is a structure which is responsible for holding the leaf, attaching it with the stem. See this portion. Do you see how, where is the petiole? This part. This is a petiole. So it attaches the leaf to the stem and it has several functions. It helps the leaf. Like for example, whenever the wind blows, the leaf doesn't necessarily fall off unless it's old. It's because it is very attached, you can say firmly, with the help of the petiole. Now talking about the petiole, so it is a structure that holds the leaf in the air and exposes it to the sunlight. They are usually long, thin and flexible. Apart from that, you know that the leaves, they flutter in the wind and they don't bend and break. It's because of the presence of petiole. So they allow the leaf blades to flutter in the wind. And why is it so important? It's important so that the leaf surface will be cooled down and fresh air could be brought to the leaf surface. Is it clear, students?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh. Now coming on to the leaf blade or the lamina portion. So the entire part that, like the part that you draw while you draw a leaf, this part is the lamina or the leaf blade. So it is the green expanded part of the leaf and it has veins and veinlets, meaning tiny veins are called as veinlets. Then in the middle, there is a prominent midrib. See, in every leaf, the thick structure right in the middle of the leaf is called as the midrib. And then these are all the veins and the veinlets that arise from all the veins. Understood? So this is the basic anatomy. Now the functions of the vein is to provide rigidity to the leaf base, and other than that, it is responsible for the transportation of food and the transportation of water and minerals in the different, like the whole entire plants. Clear? So veins are extremely important for transportation process, and other than that, it provides rigidity. It helps the leaf to not go limp or droop down. It is there to help the leaf to stand up straight. I'm not stand up straight, to be straight pressed, right? It is to provide it with the rigidity. Now the leaf blade, the shape, the margin, the apex and the surface, it varies from leaf to leaf. Now you people might have seen so many different kinds of leaves that are available and you see in the environment also, right? Some leaves are bigger in size, some leaves are very tiny in size, some leaves are round, some leaves are pointed. So the leaf shape varies. Then the veins that you see in the leaf, they have a pattern of arrangement. Imagine how intricate it is. So the veins, they have a pattern of arrangement, and the arrangement of the veins and the veinlets on the leaf is what we call as veination. Okay, the presence of how the veins are present in the leaves, we are going to call it as veination. Furthermore, the venation is of two types, reticulate venation and parallel venation. So when we talk about reticulate, so it's like a network, this picture. See how it is like a network, all the different branches, sub-branches are there. So this is the case of a reticulate, meaning reticulum-like, meaning a network-like, the veins and the veins. Whereas when we talk about the case of the parallel venation, so here you see every single line doesn't intersect anyone else. They're like normally going and going and going, and these are the straight lines. So this is what it is, being a reticulate venation. Reticulate venation, sorry, parallel. Parallel venation, also parallel venation is mostly found in the case of monopod. Whose leaf does this remind you of?
Banana.
Banana. So banana is a dicot or a monocot?
Monocot.
Monocot.
Monocot. The same way, you can go to the different, if you find different leaves surrounding you, you can pick them up and you can check their variation, and that will tell you enough about whether they are dicot, whether they are monocot. So these informations you can understand when you just look at the morphology of the plant. That is why we are calling this chapter as morphology of flowering. Clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No one has any doubts? Okay. Now, furthermore, talking about the leaf, so the different types of leaves. Now see, the leaves, they are of two types, simple and compound. Now, what is the difference? See, simple leaves are those in which there are no further leaflets made, like the case 1. Here you can see none of these incisions are touching the midrib. It's not touching the midrib. It's like present, but it's not very deep. So this kind of leaf wherein the lamina or the leaf blade is entire and the incisions, they are not touching the midrib. So this is the case of a simple leaf. After that, there comes a compound leaf. So compound leaf is where a big leaf sort of gets distributed into tiny, smaller size leaf. So this kind of leaves are called as the compound leaves. Is it clear? The basic difference is clear?
Yeah.
So on compound leaf, that is a whole one leaf.
Compound leaf?
This all tiny leaves are one big leaf.
No, they are tiny. Each of these are one single leaves, but they are leaflets. Understood? So the whole, instead of being the whole entire margin, it got divided into several parts. And that is what a compound leaf is. Each of those parts are touching the middle. Whereas in the case of the simple leaf, the parts do not, like the incisions, even a tiny incision. Tiny incision means this part, this one. So even if a tiny incision is there, still the incision is not going to touch the midrib, and that is the case of a simple leaf. Clear?
Yeah.
Clear to everyone?
Yeah, ma'am.
Oh. Now, no buds are present in the axil of the leaflets of compound leaves, meaning here, if you see these particular leaflets, so here none of the leaflets are going to have the axillary bud. It's not possible. It's just not there. Okay, so that is like in the case of the compound leaves, there are no, you can say, axillary bud in their axis because it is the one leaf that has been divided into several tiny leaflets. Now, the compound leaves further are of two types, pinnately compound and palmately compound. Now, the leaves that are present at one common rachis is the pinnately compound. See this thing. This is the rachis and all the leaves are present on this particular rachis or the midrib, not the midrib, the middle portion or the middle axis of the leaf. So this kind of compound leaf is called as pinnately compound leaf. Whereas the next one is when the leaflets, they are attached at a common point. Like if you see the first picture, all the leaves are present at one common point right in the center. So this is called as the palmately compound leaf. This one is found in the silk cotton plant. Clear?
Yeah,
Does
ma'am.
anyone have any doubts? No doubts? Now, the arrangement of leaves on the stem or on the branch, it follows a pattern. Okay, so the arrangement of leaves on the stem or on the branch, they are of three types. Alternate, opposite, and word. Three types of leaves arrangement is there. Now imagine students, we just look at the plants and we're like, okay, it's a plant, it's a nice flower and stuff. But we imagine how many things are there that we don't even notice in a plant. So now, since you people have studied root, stem, and leaves, so now the next time you see a plant or a leaf or a flower, you're going to match the things, or you're going to find out which particular plant. So the phyllotaxy, they are of three types: alternate, opposite, and word. Now, alternate means they, like, at one node, one leaf is there, and then another node is sort of alternately present, sort of like diagonal position, and then another leaf arises. So when we talk about the
Ma'am,
alternate type,
word is same as palmately arranged leaf?
World.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or is it a different thing?
Different.
Oh, okay.
So when we talk about the alternate type of phyllotaxy, so here the leaf is present at every node in an alternate manner. So one is here, another will be here. One is here, another will be here, like that. So the examples in these cases are very, very important, such as China rose, mustard and sunflower. They have alternate type of phyllotaxy. Whereas when we talk about the opposite, so at one node, two leaves are present. You see in this picture, one node is there, and from one node, one, two, right? From one node, one, two. So two leaves are arising at every node. So this kind of phyllotaxy is called as the opposite phyllotaxy. It is found in Calotropis, it is found in guava. Now comes the last one, which is the world phyllotaxy. So here at every node, several leaves are going to arise at every node. It's not just like only on one node, only on two nodes. No. Several leaves are going to arise at one. Clear?
Yeah.
So this world phyllotaxy is found in the Alstomia plant. Any doubts up until now, students? Anything you want to ask? Nothing? Smart students? Okay. So now do one thing, you note down these parts, then we'll move on to the modifications of the leaf. Just like how the roots were getting modified, same way, the seeds are going to get modified as well. And the stem and the root and the leaf, every modification is there. So right now, the one that we are concerned with is the modification of the leaf. Okay, now you people note down.
Ma'am, can you show from the modification of the root? I think I missed a few notes. I just want to check.
You do one thing, you take a screenshot.
No, I wrote the new metaphors. Modification of the root.
So this is a modification initially.
Yeah. Ma'am, after this? Thank you, ma'am.
Or Done, students? Shall I scroll down?
Yeah, ma'am.
Everyone's done. What about the others?
Yes, ma'am.
No. Done, students? Done till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, done.
Done, students? Done till here? Shall I scroll down?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Done, students? Shall I scroll down?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, students?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Done, students? Done till here? Shall I scroll down?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Everyone's done? Okay. Done, students? Done till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have completed the leaves part. Now let us move on to the next thing, and that is the inflorescence. But wait, we also have to discuss the modifications of the leaf. Now, just like how there were modifications in the stem, modifications in the root, same way there will be modifications in the leaves. Now, the primary function of any leaf is to perform photosynthesis. But when the leaf does anything other than photosynthesis, then we say that a modification is there. So there are many times the leaf tendrils are there and they are used for the purpose of climbing. The example is the leaf tendrils of the peas. Then the leaf spines are also there. They are for defense. The example is the cactus. Then fleshy leaves. Fleshy leaves are there to store food for emergency situations such as the onion and the garlic. In plants such as acacia, the leaves are short-lived and small, and here the petiole is going to expand and become green and start synthesizing the food. So here petiole acts like the photosynthetic organ. And lastly, there are many leaves or there are many plants that are not autotrophic and we call them as the insectivorous plants. So leaves of these plants, they get modified in order to be an insectivorous plant such as the pitcher plant, such as the Venus flytrap. Is it clear, students, the different modifications?
Mom, didn't we do the tendrils and stems also?
Tendrils and spines are present in as a stem modification as well, and they are present as a leaf modification as well. Both the examples are different. Tendrils in that case were cucumber and the bitter gourd and those gourds family, but here it is the peas. Understood? So that is a leaf tendril. The one that we studied earlier was a stem tendril. Same way we saw the thorn. Thorn is the modification of a stem, whereas spine is the modification of the leaf. Got it?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Then, talking about the next thing, that is the inflorescence. Now, when we talk about inflorescence, so it is the whole entire arrangement of flowers on the floral axis. Okay, you might have seen so many different kinds of flowers with so many different kinds of arrangements. So when we talk about inflorescence, so it is basically the arrangement of flowers. The way the flowers are arranged on the floral axis is what we call as inflorescence. Now, a flower is a modification of shoot, meaning when the shoot gets modified, the stem gets modified, it forms a flower. So always remember this one thing, that during the flowering process, the shoot apical meristem is going to transform itself into the floral meristem. So from the shoot apical meristem, we get the floral meristem. Then elongation of the internode does not take place and the axis is going to get condensed during the flowering process. Now, when the tip of the shoot transforms into a flower, we call it as solitary. Just the tip directly becoming a flower. So we call it as a solitary inflorescence. And furthermore, there are two types of inflorescence that are there. One is racemose and another is the cymose. Now, racemose is when the main axis of the, you can say the flower or the floral meristem, they are borne laterally, like sideways. And the flowers they are borne in the acropetal succession. Acropetal means the younger flowers would be at the top, the older flowers will be at the bottom. So that kind of an inflorescence is called as the racemose inflorescence. The next type is the cymose. The cymose inflorescence is when the particular main axis is going to terminate and become a flower. So in this case, the growth is limited. And other than that, The flowers, their succession is basipetal in this case. Basipetal means older ones at the top, newer ones at the bottom. Is it clear, students?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now, furthermore, when we talk about inflorescence, obviously we have to talk about the flower as well. So when we talk about a flower, it is the reproductive unit of a plant. Okay, it is the unit that is helpful in the reproduction process, wherein the flower has different units. It has different parts, each of the parts responsible for a different set of functions. So there are two reproductive units and two accessory units in a flower. What is reproductive and accessory unit? See, the part of the flower that will be directly involved in the reproduction process, we will call it as the reproductive unit. Whereas the part of the flower that is indirectly involved in the process of reproduction, indirectly, not directly, rather indirectly involved, so we call it as the accessory whorls. So the two reproductive whorls found in the flower are androecium and gynoecium, whereas the two accessory whorls found in the flower are calyx and corolla. Each of these whorls are very, very important as far as the reproduction is concerned. So just like how different organisms have different kind of reproductive organs, same way when we talk about in the case of plants, the flower is the reproductive organ. Now, these androecium, gynoecium, these are the bigger chunks or the bigger units. So for the ease of our understanding, so that we can learn better about the flower, we divide it or we take out single unit out of all of these things. So the single unit of androecium is what we call as the stamen. The single unit of gynoecium is what we call as the pistil or the carpel. The single unit of calyx is called as the sepal, and the single unit of corolla is called as the petal. So basically, the reason why we are taking out the single unit of each of these things is because we want to know or we want to learn about their different parts in a better manner. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
All right. So that is all there is to know as far as the flowers are concerned. Now remember that the part of the flower on which the different whorls are present, we call it as the thalamus. You might have seen that in a flower there is a swollen structure, and that is the thalamus. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts? Anything you people want to ask me?
And where exactly is this thalamus?
Thalamus, see. Okay, basically in a flower, there is like a swollen structure present like this. Now on top of that swollen structure, all the petals are bone. So that swollen piece of a flower on which all the different parts of the flowers are present is what we call as the thalamus. Another name for thalamus is receptacle. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Any more doubts?
No.
Okay. All right. Now you people note down. Then we'll move forward and talk more about the flower.